All right, I'm about to take y'all apartment shopping with me, so let's go. I want to start off by saying this. The one thing Chicago got right was the views. That is what they got right. The views that were in these units were honestly absolutely stunning and it was amazing. I mean, just check it out. Just imagine waking up to this every single morning. Now, that is something that is nice to have, but it's not necessarily a necessity for me because I already went through that phase of my life of living in a high rise. So it wasn't a necessity, but it is something that is extremely nice to have, don't get me wrong. So a couple things I'm looking for in my next unit is honestly space, a good community, easy access for things like the gym, and it'll be nice to have a steam room sauna. If you're gonna be paying $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, you need to be able to maximize that community 100%, while also being very secure. It comes hand in hand. I mean, security should not even be a question, but you wanna make sure that you're getting a good bang for your buck and that the community there is very solid. Now, as far as the views is cute. And pretty much every apartment that I toured had amazing views. So I can't really say too much on that because honestly, it's breathtaking. I mean, it's truly amazing. I would say though, the views is cute, but one thing that I did not like was that the first apartment that I toured and the third apartment that I toured, I would say the space in those units are particularly a lot smaller. I mean, even looking at the closet space for some of these units is really ridiculous. Like, I mean, I know this is not Houston, Texas, or this is not Florida where things are normally a lot bigger, but the size difference from Chicago to Houston is completely different, like a complete 180. It's actually kind of crazy how small these closets actually are. And the amount of living room space and actual room space you get in some of these units were a little bit crazy, which I didn't like, but sometimes in life, you must make sacrifices. And while some of these rooms are extremely small, one thing I can say, Chicago has the best amenities I've ever seen. Let me say it one more time. Chicago has the best amenities I have ever seen. Now, I still got some more places to go, but as of right now, I'm gonna say they got every other place I went to beat. Let me go down the list of some of these amenities, and you be the judge. A full-size boxing ring, a full-size gym, a sauna, and a steam room with a locker room. Wet towels on demand. That's like some Equinox level stuff right there. Indoor pool, outdoor pool, heated outdoor pool, so when it's cold you can go out there and get in a heated pool. That's luxury. A golf simulator, a Pilates room, a yoga room. I mean, living in one of the units, it would definitely mean that I would never have to get another gym membership again because it's right there in my building. Now, the funny thing about that is, you would think a lot of people would use these things to their full capacity. But I asked him, like, how often is this like packed out? And she said never. So you mean to tell me I pay $6,000, $7,000 and nobody uses the gym? Which I'm not gonna lie, it's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, because that just means I can use the gym all to myself. But you gotta think about people not actually using the amenities. I mean, that's actually crazy. I mean, a full-size gym that nobody uses or barely uses is actually nuts. You think you want something till you actually have it, and then you end up not using it. I know for me personally, I would use the sauna every day. I would use a steam room every day. The gym gonna be 50-50. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be there every day, but I will be in there often. And the full-size boxing ring, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a cool to have. That's not something I see myself using every single day, but that's something that's cool to have and cool to talk about. That, I'm not really sure if I'll use that. But that steam room sauna, I know for a fact I will use that. And the fact that it's conveniently right under me, it will make it a lot better and a lot easier for me to do it. That is something I know about myself for sure. Now, alongside with that, they also have these community centers where basically it's like co-working spaces because a lot of people work from home now, so you can essentially go there to work so you don't have to work in your apartment all day because that can get a little iffy on when you're working and when you're not working. It can get iffy. So it is beneficial for you to go down there to go working space, to go down there and work, socialize, meet other people, because it's a lot better than being at home in your apartment all day. Now, I would say the first apartment that had these co-working spaces, that thing was packed out, which is something that I like. The reason why I like it is because people are actually there. You can actually interact with other people on a day-to-day basis because sometimes when we work from home, you can go for days without seeing anybody, and that's not what you want. You're paying $7,000 to be isolated. That's not what you want. You want to be able to rub elbows with everybody, talk to people, and just meet other people. That is the purpose of you paying that high price, in my opinion. Now, everybody is different, but for me, I would like to see other people working because that inspires me more to work myself. So that is what I liked about the first apartment that had basically a fuller co-working space. The next one I went to, it was nobody there. Like, when I say nobody though, I mean nobody. They had tons of co-working space for people to utilize. Nobody was using it. I asked them, how frequently is this packed out? Said never. To me, that's a red flag. The reason why it's a red flag is one of the things that I do appreciate is having a good community, and the fact that there's nobody there, it's gonna be like a damn ghost town. Sometimes you wanna go out and go to a coffee shop to go work. That's supposed to be the same vibe between your apartment. But if the co-working space has nobody there, it's not gonna motivate you to work because ain't nobody there. It's basically like being in your apartment all day. I didn't like that. That was a red flag for me. Literally, they told me that nobody is usually always empty. That's not good. In my opinion, that's not good. I do appreciate how all these apartments really focus on your mental health and your physical health by having these full-size gyms, by having a steam room sauna in mostly all the units, having things like Pilates, cycling, running, all that stuff inside of the units or inside the apartments, just to make it more easier for you to work out, because sometimes when it gets cold, you don't leave your apartment and you're still able to get active. I love that. Another thing I really like about Chicago is that it is walkable. If you live in downtown Chicago, I have not been anywhere else in Chicago, but I know as far as downtown Chicago, it is extremely walkable. And that's what I like. Sometimes I like living in a little bubble where things are a little bit fake and it's not the real, but sometimes I like that. That's the vibe I get living in downtown Chicago. It gives off that vibe where it's like a bubble. I like that. I can go ahead and walk to Target. I can walk to Whole Foods if I wanted to. I got a restaurant 5 minutes away from me. That's good for me. I like that. It's very convenient. It's very easy. I can be healthy. I can work out. It's easy. I like that. What I don't like is how cold it gets. It's too damn cold. I lived in Ohio for 5 years. I don't think I want to do that again. It's 50-50. That cold weather, I don't like it. But what I do like is that when it does get cold, the fits people put together, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of ranchy. That was whack. The reason why I said ranchy, let me land. The reason why I said ranchy because the joke, they call me Ranch because how I be dressing. It didn't really go together for that joke, but it's okay. We move on. But seriously though, them winter fits be fitting. I like that. I like going to Chicago and sitting in winter fits because it be cold. I ain't gonna lie. Now that's a double entendre. Let that one marinate. But no, seriously, I really like the amenities that Chicago has to offer. I don't like how the space is for most of these units. And if you want to get to that penthouse level where you want space, you're gonna be paying like $20,000. It's a little bit, it's up there for sure. And I don't think I want to do that. The bathrooms are not that spacious. The amenities make up for it all. Because having that steam room sauna for me, it gets win with a couple points. I do like how they have the full-size gyms, a couple points. A good, solid co-working space where it's an active community, a couple points. It's important. Those things are important. Now you add a little pickleball court there, you know what I'm saying? Now we in the money. You had a golf simulator, we in the money. While some units did have a golf simulator, I take that back. Actually all the units had a golf simulator. You had a golf simulator, that's a couple points. You had a pickleball court, indoor. I'm not gonna lie, you getting up there. Anyways, that's all I got for you today's video, man. I appreciate y'all coming along with me, apartment shopping, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.